I'm back, vegan tree hugger. And some people might have noticed that I have been gone. I have not done a video in just about a month now. And I'm sure somebody might have thought, okay, new vegan, she already quit, she's not vegan anymore, because that seems to happen a lot. Not the case. I am still vegan. But I kind of went through a month of crap that I'm going to share with you just so you understand, and because there's a couple lessons in there. Okay, so about 3 to 4 weeks ago, I ended up having to have surgery. It had nothing to do with my health or my diet or anything like that. It was actually a congenital issue that needed addressing. I responded really, really well to the surgery, woke up feeling great, was out doing things the next couple days after surgery. That's unheard of, and I think a lot of that is because of my health that I responded so well. So that was going really good. But about 2 days after the surgery, I was getting ready to go out and I was eating some rice. Went down the wrong way. I choked on the rice, and when I choked, it just would not come out. It would not clear. I ended up violently throwing up. And if you know about how it works, when we throw up, the vessels and arteries within our face and our eyes can burst. That's what happened to me. I had something in my eye burst. Oh my hell, it hurt. Like, it hurt bad. But you got to figure, I had just had surgery on my eye 2 days before that. So yeah, it was a little weakened and more susceptible. So that's why it was so bad. But it's like, well, I'm not going to go to the doctor. It'll heal, you know. It turned out it didn't heal. I ended up developing an infection behind and under my eye. And about 3 days after that, I had to get on a plane and fly back to Louisiana. This time, the infection was already setting in pretty good. I was swollen all around here and having a lot of pain. I still didn't, at that point, realize what was going on. But then wow, I am just so rocking this, sorry. I'm flying and I was feeling really bad, and then I had to transfer planes at the Dallas airport. The weather was horrendous. I was stuck there. All planes were grounded because of the lightning and everything, and there were hundreds, if not thousands, of people stuck at the airport. I was one of the lucky ones that was told, sorry, we're out of cots. So I slept on the floor spooning my dog to keep warm. My entire travel there, what was it, 32 hours from the time I had started out till the time I got here to Louisiana. I was getting dehydrated. No, don't worry, my dog was taken care of. She had plenty of water and kibble, and she was fine. It was me. I was getting dehydrated. I was sick. My infection was growing. I just was not doing good. I got home. I knew I didn't feel good. I was hungry. I was so starving. I went out to eat with a friend, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And I get home, and yeah, it was so bad. And I'm going to bed. About 2:30 in the morning, I could not handle it anymore. I was picturing, I had a fiance many years ago who had died from a brain aneurysm, and that's what kept coming to mind, because the pain was just here. I knew that something in my brain was bursting. I was dying. So I ended up going to the ER, and I'm like, I need antibiotics or something. I've got an infection, and they didn't believe me. And instead, what they did and you must understand this. I am new to veganism, so I was not paying attention to what was vegan or not vegan within my medical issues, mainly just because I don't have the education to address that yet. I am trying, okay? But also at that point, I did not have the cognitive ability whatsoever. I was out of it. And instead of giving me antibiotics, they refused. They shot me up with a hell of a lot of morphine. The only thing that I vaguely remember saying when he was like, "How do you feel?" And I said something about it was fucking good weed. Yeah, but I went home. I don't know how I got home. That stuff, I had lost control with that. I was so freaking high. I spent the next day and a half sleeping and throwing up, sleeping and throwing up, back and forth. I just found out today, I also, where I thought I was only sleeping and throwing up, and I do not remember this at all, kept calling my friend over and over and over and yelling at her that she doesn't understand. I'm vegan and I should not be getting sick. Vegans do not get sick. And I really do not remember that. But she said I was yelling at the doctor also that I'm vegan and vegans don't get sick. And nobody understands this. And I just kept crying about it. And, well, I also the next day went to doctor here in town, not the ER, and he wouldn't even look at my charts. He wouldn't look at any of my records. He refused to basically look at anything about the surgery and just said, "No, you have shingles." It's like, "No, I don't have shingles. I have an infection." "Well, no, you have shingles around your eye." "Yeah, just coincidentally around the eye that was just operated on, a matter of days ago, not even a week." And he wouldn't give me antibiotics. The next day, again, I tried and I went to a specialist that was about an hour and a half away, and actually saw two specialists over there that, she brought in her partner too, and they're like, "Wow, yeah, you have an infection." It turned out that when I had thrown up, I did tear something under my eye, just in the back, and it had bled out in there, and infection developed. They put me on antibiotics. It started feeling better. Except then I was having the problems with the antibiotics, were causing me to throw up more. I couldn't even drink water. I was getting more and more dehydrated because it's just, the water was making me so freaking sick. But the infection was going away. It's just now I was sick from another problem. That continued for 4 days until I finally started throwing up the actual pills. And I called the pharmacy and they're like, "Oh no, there's no problem with that antibiotic." And I'm like, "Are you sure? Do I need to take it with food or something?" No, it should be perfectly fine. You just, change your antibiotics." It's like, oh, whatever. And so then I decided, you know what, hell, I'm just not impressed with the medical personnel here. So I called my old pharmacy in Idaho and just said, "Okay, this is what I'm taking. What do you think?" Didn't even get into the full explanation. He goes, "Well, are you taking it with food?" "No." And he goes, "Well, that's going to really make you sick. You need to eat, and you should be fine. If the food doesn't make a difference, then you need to change, but try it with food, because we always tell people you have to eat with that. It is going to bother you. It is going to make you sick." I took it with food. I was fine, and I was able to drink and get rehydrated and stuff. I finished out that course of antibiotics. Still struggling with the being sick, but getting better. About 2 days after that course ended, I realized the infection is still there. It was much less. It was better, but it was still there. And if I didn't get that treated, it was going to, go full blown again. I had to start a second course of antibiotics, which I'm still just finishing up. And it's like, oh, I feel so much better. I'm pretty much back to normal, except for the side effects that these antibiotics are giving me of, the dry mouth and the diarrhea. But it just really makes me think. You hear meat eaters saying, well, vegans are always sick. And I don't know if other vegans get that impression too, that no, we are not supposed to be sick. We are supposed to be healthy. And like I said, I didn't realize I was yelling that at everybody all the time, but I do remember it kind of crossing in my own mind. And this was all in the same time frame that young lady had died on Mount Everest, and people were blaming it on her veganism, which is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But it kind of goes to show the perceptions that we have, no matter what side we're on, of what veganism is and what it does to our health. And we have to realize that we are people. Things happen. Why did I recover so well? Which, yes, I did actually come close to death, but I recovered. And it likely was due to my having good health because I am vegan. I don't know. Of course, I can't prove that, but I don't know. Either way, I am going to get sick. All the crap that went on with me, that put me in that condition, none of it had to do with my health. None of it had to do with my choices. It had to do with what the doctors were doing to me, and it had to do with the rice. So maybe as a non-vegan, I wouldn't have been eating rice, except that I always ate rice, so I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't matter if you're a meat eater or if you're vegan, you're going to get sick. Vegans are going to get sick less often than meat eaters, and we're probably going to recover better than meat eaters. But we're still going to get sick, and we're still going to get killed or die. If a vegan gets hit by a bus, very likely will die. But don't think that going vegan is going to make you a superhuman. But it is going to make you healthier, and it's going to make you happier, and it's going to help a lot of animals and the world. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. I am back. I'm going to continue making videos, and I might change up my days of the week, but I'm not going to commit to that right now. I'm back, and I want to work with y'all. Let's keep sharing, let's keep learning, and let's work together to make this world a better place for everyone, okay? Peace out.